sports all plays. Yeah. All sports all plays. All sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, the sports betting show. What are you doing?
I'm saying that on there. I was like, what's that at? So,
Oh yeah, I'll put it up there. I figured it'd be a good place for it for this week.
Yep.
But welcome to Easy Money, the sports betting show, Monday, May 13th, 2024. You were looking behind you.
I was all confused. It don't take much to confuse me.
Had a pretty good weekend. Pacers played well. All right. That was bugging me. No, Pacers played well over the weekend. Tied the series up 2-2. Big win on Friday, and then a massive win yesterday where they just whooped up on the Knicks yesterday.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where they're playing the last two games. But they ain't really played real bad in the series, period. I mean, they could have won one of those two, maybe both of them on the road. But New York's not an easy place to win. We'll see what happens. Tuesday. I would love to get that win Tuesday.
Hey, what's up, Glenn?
I mean, I think we can win it in 7, but I would much rather win it in 6.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And New York looks tired, but be straight up honest. Going to Denver, I thought Denver looked tired. I thought they were done. Look what they did. So I mean,
see, I never thought Denver looked tired. I just thought they were just got outplayed. Minnesota, to me, came out in the first two games just more intensity.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's because they were tired, but the Knicks. I mean, I think some of it is probably fatigue because they play so many minutes. They don't use their bench, which that's their own. I mean, that's the coach's fault there. You got players on the bench. You got to trust them at some point, especially in the playoffs. It's hard for 6-7 guys to play all the minutes in these series where you're playing every other day.
I think the Pacers are real focused. I think they're ready. We'll see what happens. I know it's going to be a tough game in New York. I don't expect them to go to New York and blow them out, but I'm sure it's going to be a tough game.
To me, it comes down to do the Pacers play with the intensity on defense that they played with the last two games. The last two games at home, their defense has been really good.
Yes.
You can say some of that's due to New York being tired, but I think some of New York looking tired is because of the Pacers' pressure on defense, especially the first quarter of the last two games. We came out first quarter, held them to 20 Friday night, in the first quarter, and I think yesterday they only had like 15 in the first quarter. Game 5, second, and third quarter, our defense kind of let up some. It didn't yesterday. Our defense stayed pretty good, pretty good game.
And the way that the coach is using the team, he's doing a pretty good job, and they stay pretty fresh, so that helps. I mean, Halliburton, I think, played 28 minutes out of 20 to 30 minutes is all he played.
Well,
And some of that was because
they didn't play much of the.
But even on
All the starters didn't play
even
much
on
of the fourth
game
quarter.
3, I think he probably plays 38 minutes. He gets some time off.
Sometimes I think too much, but sometimes I think they leave him out too long. Like game 3, they were starting that fourth quarter. I thought Carlisle should have got Halliburton and Turner back in the game sooner than what he did. He waited until almost like 7-8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we were down by like 8. But at that point, we went on a big run. But it was like, hey, you got to get the starters back in. At that point, our bench wasn't getting no offense. And when our bench, some nights our bench be killing the offense. They are giving you can give them a little more time.
So what do you think? Let's look at the NBA a little bit. Of course, tomorrow the Pacers and Denver will play tomorrow. Let's talk about them. What are you expecting from the Pacers next game?
From who?
The Pacers are next tomorrow.
Pacers. I think Pacers are going to win. I think it's going to be a good game. All these games will. All of them have been pretty close games other than yesterday. But I think the Pacers have the momentum right now. Knicks are dealing with some injuries. Everybody deals with injuries when you get in the playoffs. Pacers have been dealing with some, not as much as the Knicks. But Halliburton's been banged up. Of course, we've had Mather out a lot this year.
Yeah.
Knicks are. They're shorthanded. They're missing people. I don't think people realize they're missing Bogdanovich, Randall, Richardson, now Anunoby. They're missing a lot of guys that, and if they'd have them guys, he probably would use their bench more.
How long's Bogdanovich been out? How long's Randall been out? It's been for a while, right?
I'm not sure about Bogdanovich. Randall's been out, I think, probably about the last month, 3-4 weeks of the season.
So before the playoffs.
I believe Randall went out before the playoffs.
Yeah.
If not, it might have been the first round.
And I think Bogdanovich was out before that too, I believe, if I remember right.
No, it does limit their bench some, but a lot of teams have. Just something you have to deal with. It sucks when you get to this point and you're talking about that stuff. But the whole thing was nobody was talking about how when they went up 2-0. Nobody was talking about how they were tired and how they were shorthanded.
No.
Now that they've lost 2 in a row, that's all the national media wants to talk about is how they're shorthanded and they're tired and it's kind of trying to build in an excuse for them if they lose. And it's like, no, you guys just need to give the Pacers some credit. Pacers are a better team than what the national media gave them credit for.
Whether the Pacers win the series or not, the Pacers are a lot better team than what they've got credit for. There's no doubt about that. What were you thinking about Denver and Timberwolves tomorrow? I said Denver. Series tied 2-2.
Denver's going to be the first team to win a home game in this series.
Okay.
I think Denver wins tomorrow.
You think they've made some adjustments? You think they've maybe figured OKC out a little bit?
Minnesota
a little bit.
I think, yeah, but the biggest difference has been guys hitting shots. Jamal Murray played a lot better the last 2 games. Aaron Gordon has played. If Aaron Gordon keeps hitting shots like he has the last 2 games, Denver's going to be tough to beat because you're talking about a guy that's their 3rd, 4th option. Sometimes he can be their 4th option when Porter Jr. is really gone. You know what I mean? So, but Gordon was big in the last 2 games, and then I think a big thing of it was Jokic. Jokic was real aggressive, especially game last night. But even I thought he came out in game 3 pretty aggressive. Murray kind of got that going, but last night you could tell Jokic was looking to score, and there's times where Jokic can be kind of like Halliburton, where it's like sometimes like, man, you're passing the ball too much. Be a little more aggressive, and he came out real aggressive. That's something I'll give Halliburton credit for. these last two games, he's played aggressive and looking to score, and that open. I think he don't understand when he's aggressive. That opens up stuff for other guys more because now the defense has to key on him because he's being aggressive. When he's not being aggressive, yeah, he's a great passer. But if they don't have to worry, if the other team don't have to worry about him scoring, they can key on other guys a little more. Yeah, when he's aggressive, the Pacers are a totally different team, and I think we've seen that the last two games where he's came out aggressive. Because even in game two, yeah, he had 30-something points. But if you watch that game, he didn't have no effect on the second half hardly at all. Most of his stuff was in the first half.
It was.
The last two games, he's affected both halves, and that's what he has to do if the Pacers are going to keep advancing in the playoffs.
What do you think about games tonight, Boston and Cleveland? What are you expecting there? Boston's up 2-1. That's a must-win for Cleveland. If they lose this game, go down 3-1 and go back to Boston, they're in trouble.
I have no idea what that says, but
You don't read Spanish?
no. I think Boston wins tonight. I don't think Cleveland's going to win another game in this series. I know everybody was. I still hear people today saying, "Oh, Boston's vulnerable because they lost that game." It's like they lost one game last series, and why wouldn't we blow it out of proportion then like we are now? They lost one game, and then they bounced back and came back with a big win. You don't see a whole lot of sweeps when you start getting to the second, third round of the playoffs. I mean, these teams are good. Do I think Boston's a better team than Cleveland? Yes, but Cleveland's not a bad team. I mean, if they were a bad team, they wouldn't be where they're at. So, but I don't see. I think Boston's going to win again tonight. And but yeah, I don't think Cleveland's going to win. I think it's going to be a lot like last series with Miami, where they won that game one, then lost game two, and then they boom knocked off the next three. That's how I feel about this series as well.
What do you think about OKC and Dallas tonight? At Dallas is up 2-1.
I think Dallas wins tonight.
Dude, I know you thought Dallas was going to win the series.
Well, yeah, so I picked Dallas to win the series. But yeah, I think they're going to get a win tonight and take a. I think just some of the inexperience is going to hurt OKC some, and then at the level that Kyrie's playing good, and then you know what Doncic usually does when both them guys are on, and then they've been getting. I think it was Washington. They've been getting good minutes. I think it's from Washington. I think his name was, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I like Dallas to win tonight. And I think they'll end up winning the series as well.
Yeah. What are you thinking about our Cincinnati Reds? I thought they were going to. Well, they got all started yesterday. I thought we was going to win the series, and then just fell apart.
They're frustrating. They have a lot of talent on the team. Right now, it seems like our middle relief is what's killing us. I'm not saying our starters have been the best, but our starters haven't been terrible. I mean, if you're only giving up a couple of runs, you should have chances to win ball games. If your starters are only giving up a couple of runs, and there was a lot of games this weekend where our starters gave up hardly nothing or a couple of runs, and I shouldn't say this weekend, last 2 weeks. I think we've only won like one of our last 9 or 10 games. Do you get a big win on Friday? Is it Friday? They won the first game of the series, and then after that, like you said yesterday, you're up 3-0. You give up 5 runs in the 6th or 7th inning. It seems like we always had that one inning in the middle, either the 6th inning or sometimes the 7th. It seems like somewhere between the 5th and 7th inning, we have a bad inning where he'll take out the starter, go to the bullpen, and we have an issue. And then after that, it seems like whoever he brings in does pretty good. Even that game I went to last week, we got down early, but tied the game up. He brings in a pitcher there, like the top of the 8th or whatever, walks the first 2 batters, and we give up a run. And we end up, after you just got 4 hits in a row to tie the game up, you give up. When you have the big innings on offense, that's the inning where you really got to shut them down. You can't let them get a run back. It seems like when we have our innings on offense, the next inning, our pitching just hasn't been able to shut them down. A lot of it's due to walks. we're walking way too many batters, way too many base running mistakes as well. The walks, I mean, just that one game I was at, I know there was at least 9 walks in that game by the Reds, maybe more than that.
So it's hard to win. You giving up that many bases on walks. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because usually if you walk somebody, they score, and that's the runs that's been beating the Reds.
Well, we come back yesterday and had the game tied 5-5. Had a chance to win it in the ninth. Had to run up third. We had chances, and then
Lost it in 10.
Yep.
But the thing is, you're up 3-0, and you give up a 5 spot in one inning. It's hard to win games when you have them innings like that.
yeah, definitely.
They've been frustrating to watch. I think they're going. I have them getting them back on track tonight. Hopefully,
Okay, we'll see.
they're going back against Diamondbacks.
Before we do the picks real quick, I wanted to give a shout out. This Tuesday, May 14th, anybody in the Muncie area over at Greek's Pizza, that's 813 East McGalliard. They're doing a dine and donate. Percentage of all sales go to the Muncie Police Department K-9 unit. And that's this Tuesday, May 14th. That's from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's dine in, carry out, or delivery. So that's this Tuesday. And so people might want to check that out. Greek's has got great food. Pizza, sandwiches, salads. They're a real good place to eat. And then can help out a good cause with trying to get some more canine dogs for the Muncie Police Department.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a fundraiser for the show this weekend.
Yes.
That you can see the flyer out here in front of us. WCWO and DCCW. It's a benefit for Muncie Police Department, like he said, for K-9 unit. They're going to have 2 rings set up at Delaware County Fairgrounds. 6 p.m. doors open, 7 p.m. The show starts. Should be a great night of wrestling. So if you're in the Muncie area, definitely come check it out.
You can get general admission tickets for 10. If there's any front row left, they're 15. I don't know if there's any tables left. That's $300 a table. I think it seats 6 and it comes with pizza and drinks. So, like I said, all proceeds go to the Muncie Police Department K-9.
Yeah, if you need tickets, go to DCCW Indiana on Facebook. You can contact somebody, and somebody will get back with you. Or you can contact Kyle Monroe, represent WCWO. You also have Jared Bird and Terry Coombs with DCCW. And I mean, you can get one of us as well. We can get you with who you need to get with. Make sure you get tickets that you need.
And I guarantee you it's going to be a great show. They're going to pull out all the stops for this fundraiser. So I look forward to be really good. It's going to be 2 rings set up. Going to be a lot going on. So it should be really, really good.
All right. Well, we done our last show was Friday. I went 6-2 on my picks.
I went 3 and 4.
The last two shows we've done, I'm 8-0 in baseball.
That's what really helped you last year. You got hot. You did real well in baseball.
But on Friday, NBA, I went 1-1. I had the Pacers at -7. They won the game by 5, so they didn't cover. But I had the Nuggets to +3.5, and they won the game. And then in baseball, I was 4-0, and in hockey, I was 1-1. So I was 6-2. But yeah, from Thursday, Thursday I was 4-0 in baseball. Friday I was 4-0 in baseball.
I did see on the McAfee show today that I see that Connor is your typical Homer fan. That Boston's getting cheated. That's why they're losing in the series right now, 3-1.
Yeah, him and the hockey guy they had on there going back and forth, all cracking up.
They just got beat, man. He got to face it. We'll see what happens. They're in trouble. Now 3-1.
Let me get to.
Yeah, I seen some of that hockey guy. Yeah, I can't think of his name right now. He was a great player, but I can't think of his name right now. He was giving him a hard time.
They called him the captain. I can't remember. Was it Moose?
I think it was.
Yeah. I see a clip of him on the microphone, but I heard he cussed, and then he said that there was a kid right there. He said, yeah, he goes, it probably kind of looked bad. He goes, but he goes, they probably should. He goes, hopefully next time they don't give me a bike. He said, but it was a blast. He said, but he goes, the atmosphere, everything. He goes, I got cut up. He goes, I probably, but maybe I probably should have said what I said, but I didn't hear hardly anybody complaining about it. I mean, I don't think he said anything like crazy. The funny part to me was what he said. He said, Indianapolis, Indiana, the Pacers are up by 78. And it was getting off, trying to get everybody fired up. But yeah, he said Pacers are ahead by 78. Let's blow the roof off this place. He probably, who knows, he might drop the F-bomb. I'm not sure. But so like I said, I just saw a little clip the Pacers put out. But I know he said on the show today that Halliburton got him his tickets. He was sitting beside Halliburton's mom.
They had Kendrick Perkins on too today.
Yeah.
Perkins said he thinks he's going to the Knicks game, and he's going to be sitting with some celebrities.
Yeah, he said who's Stiller, and he said Ben Stiller,
and there was somebody else too. I can't remember who the other one was. He thought it was going to be said. Dude was on Saturday Night Live, and he was in that Walmart wreck.
Oh yeah, damn it.
I can see him, but I can't think of his name.
Tracy Morgan.
He thinks he's gonna be set with him. So they were cracking up.
Perk and the Boston Cotter going at it about the Celtics was funny too.
Yeah.
Boston Cotter was having a rough day.
Yeah, he was.
Nobody was picking his team. But yeah, McAfee show was good again today, like always. Yeah. Some of the stuff they had me cracking up. Did you see when Austin Rivers was on there?
Yep.
Well, Austin Rivers is good.
He's not bad. Yeah, I agree.
He's been good on there. But yeah, that was funny.
I'll be honest with you. He's better on there than I've seen him on ESPN, regular ESPN, the NBA shows.
Yeah.
It's different though. Being on the show, you're more yourself.
Yeah, more laid. Yeah, they're more laid back and just.
Real quick, I want to get your opinion, also Glenn's opinion. Thing that came out over the weekend. The guy that owns or runs UFC, I don't know if he actually owns it anymore. Dana White, saying that it looks like the WWE and UFC is going to be doing more stuff together. For example, WWE is going to be moving a lot of their pay-per-views to Sunday, so UFC will do a show maybe in the same town. UFC will do a show on Saturday night, then on Sunday it will be WWE pay-per-view. On Friday, it'll be his slap fight stuff. So in one city, you'll have all three events. Do you think that's a smart move for WWE? Because WWE been doing Saturday pay-per-views. And there have been some people criticize that. They prefer the Saturday pay-per-views. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be a smart move because in Triple H I heard Triple H actually talk about this before I heard Dana White talk about it on Triple H was on Logan Paul's show, Impulsive, and he was talking about how that because they were asking him if they thought you would see like UFC guys in WWE and WWE got a crossover. And he said, I'm not saying that won't happen. He said, but I think the route that's that I know is going to happen is we're going to start doing a lot of stuff in the same city and like take over a city for the whole weekend, like Friday they could do SmackDown on Friday. You can do the slap fight stuff. You could do and on Saturday have your UFC. Then Sunday you could do WWE pay per view, and you could do if you wanted to you could do Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So you
somewhere close.
Yeah, somewhere close.
At the very least.
So I mean, business wise, it makes a lot of sense.
They probably use a lot of the same production.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's Big Lynn said he would love it because I mean, how often does UFC come to Indy? It's been a long time.
I think they've been here twice. And it's
last 10 years, 20 years, something like that. They haven't been here a lot.
No, in the last 20 years, probably maybe twice. Oh, I'd love to go to the UFC. Yeah, I'd go to one. I like going to WWE stuff too. I mean, I haven't been to one like here real recently, but we used to go. I've been to a bunch of them. But yeah, I know they had. I think they've had two here. I know they had at least one UFC they had here. I'm thinking two.
I think you're right.
But I mean, MMA is pretty. want to say, I don't want to say in Indiana, in the Midwest though, the Midwest where we're located, like Indiana, Ohio, these places, MMA is pretty big. I mean, because you have a lot of amateur wrestling, pretty big in this area. I mean, UFC is pretty. I mean, look at all the just the local cage fights we used to have around here. I know it's not, you don't see as many now, like right now, but years ago, man, there was all kinds of MMA fights going on in this area. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know it's been a while. I was gonna go to one, and I think my son he was still in, I think he was in middle school.
No, Jeff went to one in
Columbus.
Was it Columbus? It was Cincinnati or Columbus.
Can't remember. It was either Cincinnati or Columbus.
That was a long time ago. We had shirts.
I have a shirt. Yeah. I think the shirts in there.
I'm trying to think who the guys were. I can see them, but I can't remember their names. Two pretty big names.
Yeah. It was a big event. The one he went to. I can't remember.
Austin was young then. I mean, it's been.
But when
15, 20 years.
I know the one year UFC, I think Austin was probably about 12 when UFC was in Indianapolis for 1 year, because I was going to get tickets to go to it. I think he was like around 12, 13 years old or something else. That's been just that time's about 10 years. About 10 years, 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. All right, for tonight. We have a couple NBA games. First game is Celtics and Cavs. All right, let me get this pulled up. Celtics, Cavs. The Cavs are 8.5-point favorites. At least that's what. Yeah, they're still 8.5-point favorites on the road. Minus 360 on the money line. Over under for this game's at 207. I'm gonna go with. Whoa! I wrote that down wrong. I wrote. I'm taking the Celtics at the minus 8.5. I wrote the 8.5. The minus 8.5 beside the Cavs. Cavs aren't favorites. But yeah, I'm going to take the Celtics at minus 8.5. I think the Celtics got their bad game out of the way. I think they're too deep for Cleveland. I'm not going to lie, it does worry me a little bit with Boston not having Porzingis, but I think they'll be fine with this series. If they make it to the finals and go against like Denver or Minnesota, whoever wins that series as well. I think he'll probably make the finals, but I mean, can't count Dallas out or OKC either. I think not having Porzingis could end up hurting them deeper in the playoffs.
It could hurt them against the Pacers.
Oh yeah. I agree.
And the thing of it is, if the Knicks do beat the Pacers and make it there, I mean, are they going to? You know, you talk about team being deep. Boston's deep too. I just don't think the Knicks would have enough for Boston.
I think Pacers have a better chance of beating Boston than the Knicks. That's just me because of the Pacers. And the reason I say that, and nothing against the Knicks, because the Knicks are a good team. I'm not saying they're a bad team. They're a good team. Right now they're not very deep. And with the Pacers, the reason I think they would be a better matchup with the Celtics, for one, is their depth, but for two, is their scoring. I mean, Pacers were the number one scoring team, and if the Pacers can keep playing defense like have played the last. I mean, they played decent defense in the Milwaukee series, but their defense has been a lot better in this New York series. If they can keep building on that, they're a scary matchup if they can play the kind of defense they were with the intensity they played yesterday, because their defense was spectacular, and then they're getting great minutes from McConnell. That dude's been coming in and changing games.
That young rookie's done a pretty good job. Shepard, he's not done a bad job. I mean, he's not getting a ton of minutes, but when he's in there,
he's a good player. Nemhard's been big.
Yep.
Even though he has got cooked on defense by Brunson in a couple games, but
But
Brunson does that to a lot of people.
But the other guy
Oh, Neesmith is a great defender. What
Yeah.
did I tell you that one night? So I don't understand why they're not trying Neesmith. Why didn't they put Neesmith on? They put Neesmith on in the next game, at game 3, and
It's made a difference, definitely.
and Nemhar's not a bad defender, but just body type. Neesmith being longer and bigger. Well, even McConnell's had better success against Brunson than what Nemhard has. For some reason, Brunson is comfortable with Nemhard on him. Them other two guys get him uncomfortable. And like I said, Nemhard's a pretty good defender. He's been one of our better defenders. And that's something people don't realize. Benedict Mathern's a good defender too. If we'd have him, not only can he score 20, 25 points a game, he has that ability, but he's also a good defender. Plus, he's one of our better guys at creating on his own. Like McConnell, it's funny to say McConnell's one of the best creators, but he is. That dude can get to the rim. Like,
He gets to the
I don't know how he does it because he's not very fast, but he's not like big, but he gets to the rim and he scores.
He's playing very well. That's been a big plus for the Pacers, how well he's playing.
And he gets to dribble in fucking circles. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell are you? But then he'll throw a great pass out of it. He gets a.
Well, he don't shoot a lot of threes, but he's like a 40% 3-point shooter.
And he hesitates every time before he don't shoot very many of them. That's not his thing. His thing's that little mid-range fadeaway. I guess you call it mid-range. It's in the paint. A little fadeaway in the paint. That's his thing. But he's been shooting the three good. And if you leave him open, he'll take it. But yeah, he don't. You can tell he don't want to take it. There was a couple of he was wide open. He's like, man, I really don't want to shoot this. And he gets to play, but he brings energy. That's the other thing about him. When he comes in, he gives the team a spark. He gets the fans in the game. Seems like he gets the team in the game some. He's been big. He's been big in these playoffs. And he wasn't getting as much playing time at the beginning of the year because of Mathern and Nemhard and everybody. And then the injury kind of opened up for him to get more playing time. He's been taking advantage of it. Other game tonight, NBA Thunder and Mavs. Dallas is a 1.5 point favorite, minus 115 on the money line.
Big Glenn. Not supposed to say that, Glenn.
The Mavs are minus 118 on the money line. Over-unders at 215.5. I'm going to take Dallas at the minus 1.5. Like I told you, I think Dallas wins tonight. And also, because I had Dallas win the series from the beginning, but I like the way the Mavericks have been playing. I think they're going to get a win tonight at home. That's all the NBA tonight. Hockey playoffs have been crazy as well. Rangers will be trying to close the series out tonight against the Hurricanes. I'm going to take the Rangers to close it out. And then you got Dallas Stars and Avalanche, and the Stars are up 2-1, right? I think Stars are going to win tonight as well. I'm going to go Stars to get it. I know they're on the road, but I don't know. I just have a feeling the Stars are going to win.
They're playing well. It's a must win for Colorado. I'm going with the Rangers to win money line, close out the series. And I'm gonna go with Colorado to win it home and tie up the series.
And then baseball, a lot of games, quite a few games today. I ended up going with quite a few actually. I'm gonna take the Orioles on the money line at home against the Blue Jays. Orioles have been one of the better teams in the league so far this year. I like the pitching matchup, so I'm going Orioles on the money line. I'm going to take the Phillies on the money line at home against the Mets. The Brewers on the money line at home against the Pirates. The Nationals on the money line on the road against the White Sox.
Why'd that crack you up for? No.
Because I never would have thought I'd be picking the Nationals against hardly anybody, but
yeah,
they're playing the White Sox. Nationals just aren't a team I pick to win very often. And then I'm taking the Cincinnati Reds at the plus 1.5 against the Diamondbacks. I mean, we do lose a lot of one-run games, so let's get back. We need to we need to get back win this series against Diamondbacks because then we play the Dodgers.
Yep.
Wait, yeah, we play Dodgers after the Diamondbacks. Then we come back home and play the Padres and Dodgers. So I mean, it's not going to get any easier.
We're playing a lot of good teams right now. We're in a rough schedule. We're not handling.
I think we're going to get I think we're going to turn around tonight. And this is why I was telling Stevie this yesterday. Last year, the Reds were going through a losing streak, kind of like they were now. We went and watched them play the Yankees.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They lost.
Yep.
And then right after that, they went like on a 13-game win streak.
That's true. That happened. I remember.
So I went to the game last week. So hopefully the turnaround's getting ready to come.
We need a 13-game win streak. Okay. All right, we'll see.
Hey, it did happen last week.
It did. That's true.
After we were at the Reds game bitching because they're batting a guy that has a .025 with a one-run game with runners on base. Yeah. And then that guy ends up being one of our better players by the end of the season.
By the end of the season, yeah. He wasn't at that time.
Benson.
Yeah. You had like a .030 batting average. And what the hell? Dude ain't got a hit yet. Or one hit out of 100 tries or something. I forget what it was.
And then like a week later, he started pounding the ball.
Yeah, he did the rest of the season pretty much.
Well, he pounded the ball in spring training last year and then got off to a terrible start and then boom. But yeah, I think missing McClain hurts you, but I mean they got enough talent in that team. They should be winning more games than they are. That's why I went thrilled when because they started having a good season. Let's extend Bell. Bell.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes on that.
Yeah, I agree. You done with your baseball picks?
Yeah.
Okay. My baseball picks for tonight, I have Baltimore money line at home against Toronto. I'm going to go with Milwaukee at home money line against Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with San Diego money line at home against Colorado. And I'm going to go with the Dodgers money line on the road at San Francisco. Will be my picks for tonight. Oh, and real quick, thing come up on my Facebook timeline. Your good buddy, Mathis. The video came up, and it was him after the Denver Timberwolves, after the Timberwolves got up 2-0. And he did a video. It's over. It's done. Denver has no chance at all. They're done. They're frauds. They're frauds. They were lucky to win last year. Forget the exact word he used. It was
a fluke.
It was a fluke. And it just went nuts. Well, I messaged him after seeing the video. I said, this didn't age very well, did it? He said, no, it did not. He said, if you notice I have a tend to overreact sometime, I said, no.
He can't stand the Nuggets.
No.
Because they beat the Lakers last 2 years. He can't stand the Nuggets at all. He wants them to lose so bad.
He does. Well, he's done said if they make the finals,
he ain't watching the finals. He'll watch.
He's bullshit.
They'll make the finals, and he'll be posting about him drinking his beer, watching the finals.
If they win it, he's gonna be. If they win it all again, 2 years in a row, he's gonna be really upset.
Yeah, he did good. But it don't have to be the playoffs. Just the Lakers are playing. If the Lakers are playing that night, he's either going to be all hype or he's going to be pissed.
Look at the Dodgers. I mean,
that goes from inning to inning.
Yeah, they can get down 2-0 and he's going berserk, and then all of a sudden they're up 5-2 and he's going crazy, and then they lose the game and he goes crazy. It's funny.
That's one thing fired me because it only it'll be the first inning of the game. They'll get down. They need to fire everybody, fire the coaches, and then they'll score. Oh, I knew they were going. You know what I mean? Like he knew they were going to come back. It's like a minute ago you were talking about how bad they are. Yeah. It goes back and forth.
Well, he's been wanting to fire that manager for 2 years. Dodgers. Yeah, he's been wanting to fire the Lakers, which he finally got that way. So we want him gone for 2 years too.
One of the better managers in baseball. I agree. Let's fire him. People forget how hard these sports are. Like baseball is not easy.
That's
people
what-
go, oh man, these guys can't hit, you can't do it.
But what
Dude, you go up there and try to hit a ball that's coming one pitch might be 100 miles an hour at you. The next pitch might be 80 miles an hour.
That's one thing you notice when they was talking about, oh, this football player can play basketball or this basketball player can play football. They don't talk about baseball, do they? They don't have one of the greatest athletes of all time, Jordan. How did he do?
Yeah, you only have really one guy that, well, two, but the one guy got hurt early. Because I think Bo Jackson was going to be real good at football and baseball.
Yeah.
And then Deion Sanders had a pretty good baseball career.
Pretty good.
He played for the Reds for a while. He played for the Braves.
I think that's right.
I mean, he was pretty good. He had a good.
But it's very difficult.
No, it's difficult. Like I say, he's the one that's probably done it the best because, like I said, Bo, we don't know because he got hurt.
Yeah.
But Deion, I mean, he had a pretty good career in both sports.
I think Bo's going to be special. I really do.
But yeah, Deion's probably he's the only one that comes to my mind.
That's baseball. Definitely one of the most difficult sports to play. You just can't be being an athlete ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game of failure.
Yeah,
sure.
like
You
you
gotta
said.
be.
If you hit the ball 30% of the time, you're considered a great hitter. Like you said, if you're batting 300, you're considered a great hitter. I mean,
Yeah,
very very tough game to play.
takes a lot of mental toughness too because you fail more times than not. So you know what I mean. And to keep your confidence level up it can be hard in that game because most games what other sport is there that you fail more than you don't? There ain't many.
I would say it's probably a more mental game than definitely basketball or football. Definitely more mental.
Golf. I put golf up there on the mental part and that too because golf you can be not even a half inch. You can be 1/10 of a centimeter off on your swing or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Billy Bud was a beast. I mean, and he was fast too. To be that big, how he was that fast.
And he transcended over all sports. I mean, hell, I remember when I was a kid going to amateur wrestling meets and they'd have Bo Jackson T-shirts.
Yep.
They'd have the Bo Knows Wrestling T-shirts. You know what I mean? But I mean, he at that time he was everywhere. He was going to be a real big star if it wouldn't have been for the injury.
I think he did some TV, but I wonder why he didn't do more TV than he did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I seen him on some baseball and stuff, but maybe it wasn't just his thing.
All right. Well, did you have anything else for today?
No, we got a big show tonight. GWR. We're talking about a great show we seen this past weekend. You'll be here, I imagine, pretty soon. Talking about that. We're talking about some other things in pro wrestling, so definitely tune in. We should have some fun.
All right, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all Gonzo Sports Room as well. Also, don't forget about the big wrestling show this Saturday night, WCWO, DCCW, benefit for Muncie Police Department K-9 unit. Going to be at the fairgrounds here in Delaware County Fairgrounds. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. Like I said, they're going to have 2 rings set up side by side. Should be, I know they have a champ versus champ match. The DCCW champion against the WCW Outlaw champion.
So they got a lot of surprises planned, so I think it's going to be a big show.
Yeah, it should be a great night of action. So come join us Saturday night here in Muncie for that.
And then we'll be in Danville on Sunday for World Pro Wrestling. We'll be live at that show. I believe going there at 3. So doors open at 2. So big weekend.
Yes, real big weekends. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow around 3 o'clock.